Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, hi, hello, my name is Samira. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today's video is for those people that are struggling with their mental health at the moment. So before I get into the video, make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll get straight into the video. So, I can't cure anybody's mental health. I'm no psychiatrist, but I've got my fair share of my mental health problems. I got diagnosed with depression, anxiety, OCD and anorexia at the age of 13. Actually misdiagnosed with depression. I actually have bipolar and traits of BPD. So I've got bipolar type 2, traits of BPD and anorexia and anxiety and OCD still. So I have my fair share of mental health illnesses by all means. I can't cure you and I can't make you feel better, and we all have bad days, and 2 months ago, a lot of you will probably relate to this, I felt hopeless. I've been battling my mental health for 15 years. Like, I was suffering obviously before I got diagnosed at 13. I think I was suffering from the age of 7. So that's 15 years. You get tired of fighting. You feel like you're not getting anywhere. You've lost hope. What's the point? Like, if this is what life is, what's the point in living? Like, I'm sure a lot of you will resonate with those feelings. But within 24 hours, 2 months ago, when I'd hit rock bottom, I called my brother up in tears and I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm sick of fighting. I'm tired. Like, it's not fair. I don't want to be here. If this is how my life's going to be, like, what's the point? And within 24 hours, I had the medication for my bipolar, which I'd waited for forever. And I finally got help with my eating disorder. So it's so easy to like give up hope, but you literally never know what's around the corner. Like, you really don't. And sometimes to get better, like, we need to hit rock bottom, because to get better we actually have to actively try and get better and help ourselves. And we need to change our mindset, because for whatever reason our mindset and our mind was wired up differently to other people. And so it's hard, like, when you're feeling like that, it's hard to find the motivation to want to get better, to get help. But we have to change our mindset. So we have to think, actually, do you know what? These thoughts are temporary. I'm not going to act on them. I'm going to ride it out and I will get better. And if that means turning up at your GP every day crying, trying to get help, calling the crisis team every hour of the day, trying to get help, putting in complaints, whatever it is you need to do to get heard, go every single day. Like, I've been to my GP. They know me, you know, by my first name, and I would go there crying every single day. If I felt like somebody wasn't listening, fine, I'll come back the next day, I'll speak to somebody else, and I will keep going and going and going until somebody listens. I'll go to my mental health appointments and I will tell them exactly the same thing. Because we are all here for a reason, and we all deserve to be here. And you may not think that right now at this moment in time, but you do. You are loved. You are so strong for fighting your battles. Like, this, it baffles me that there's people out there that don't have mental health. Like, they don't have our issues. Like, they don't have to fight every day just to get up out of bed. Like, it baffles me. Like, it blows my mind. Do you know how strong that makes you? Like, it doesn't make you weak for trying to get help or seeking help or crying or going to your GP or going for therapy or taking medication every single day. That does not make you weak. Like, that makes you strong as hell to decide, you know what? I'm going to beat this. I'm going to fight this. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to fight this every step of the way. And it is so worth it. Like, 2 months ago, I honestly just was so lost. Like, I've been diagnosed with bipolar, but I was on the wrong medication. I had full-blown mania. I was all over the place. Like, I did not see the point. And it's taken me so long to find my purpose in life. And my purpose in life is my son. Like, he keeps me going. When I feel this way, when I felt that way 2 months ago, I felt suicidal. The reason why I didn't act on that is because he needs me. Like, he needs me to be here. I have a purpose. And I also think that my purpose is to share my story and use my experience to try and help others. Like, that's why I started my channel, that's why I'm now doing the job that I'm doing, is because I don't just want to like talk the talk, like I actively want to help people and make a difference. And by no means was it easy. And going to my eating disorder appointments and discovering that my disorder is a lot more complex and I have a lot more issues than I thought. Like, that's not easy. Going there, crying, opening your heart, baring your soul is not easy. Like, it's horrible, and you have to face things that like you don't want to face and you'd forgotten about, or you'd put like so deep down because it hurts so bad to talk about and think about, and you have to open those own like old wounds to kind of clean them out and so they can heal better. Like, that's you. Like, you have to go through sometimes all the horrible, nasty stuff, clean it out so it can heal properly. That's what we have to do. And it's not easy at all. Like, it's horrible, but it's worth it. Like, I'm in a much better place now that I kept going back to the GP crying, and in the end I got help privately and things like that because I was just so desperate for help. And sometimes it takes you hitting rock bottom to be like, oh my god, I do not want to live like this anymore, to go and get help. And nobody can make you better other than you. Like, you can have support from other people, but you actively have to get better. And it's worth it because you're only punishing yourself. Like, when we mope around in bed and we feel sorry for ourselves and we let those negative thoughts like affect us, we're literally only punishing ourselves. Like, nobody else is suffering, only we are. And again, like I'm saying, it probably sounds as though I'm saying it's so easy, and I know like it's not easy. But don't listen to those thoughts. They're not true. You have to rationalize them. They're not true. You are worth it. You are beautiful, handsome, strong. Do you know what? You're just amazing, because most people don't have to battle like we do, and you're battling and you're still here. Like, that's amazing in itself. Like, you have to give yourself a lot more credit. So that's kind of my advice is, and you know what, I get bad days as well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I get bad days, and sometimes like we do need to allow ourselves a day just to like be in bed and mope around and feel sorry for ourselves. But the next day, that's when you have to make a change. You stop that cycle, because otherwise you keep getting in the cycle. You start the next day and you think today is going to be a better day. Like, you have to change your mindset, because our minds are wired up differently to everybody else. We have to actively change it and say, right, today is going to be a better day. Today, even if you just get up out of bed and you do one thing, you shower because you haven't washed in 4 or 5 days because you're just tired and exhausted of fighting, just do one thing, like one thing a day, and it will make a massive difference in your life. That's kind of just my advice. Keep going and trying to get help, because we deserve help, and don't give up. I'm currently putting a complaint in. Trust me, it's not been easy at all. We have hardly any resources for mental health, and it's frustrating. And you call the crisis team and they tell you to run a bath when you feel tired. I've been there, I've heard it. It sucks. Running a bath when you feel suicidal is not going to make you feel any better. But just don't give up on yourself. Find your purpose, and it doesn't come overnight. Like, it's taken me until I had my son to find out what my purpose was. And then when I started my YouTube channel, that's when I just got so passionate about mental health, about getting better, about trying to educate other people, to break the stigma, and to try and share my story so people don't feel alone, and kind of bring you along my journey. And hopefully you can see as well, like if you would have watched some of my previous videos, I may have been like a bit deflated, or I'm getting choked up and I'm crying, but actually like I'm glad that I fought. I'm glad I'm fighting every single day, because I'm in such a better place, and we shouldn't be defined by our mental health illness. Like, it doesn't define us as people. We should not let that label or other people's labels for us define who we are, because we're amazing people. Like, end of, period. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I'm saying that. Like, we're strong. Really, really strong to get up every day and fight. So just keep that in mind. And I'm here to try and help as much as I can. along the way. But as I said, like, I'm not a trained mental health professional. I'm just sharing my personal experience and what works for me, and it may not work for you, but do you have anything to lose by trying these things? Not really. So yeah, I guess that's me done for today's video. If there's anything that you want me to talk about in particular, if this helped you, if you think anything else I talk about might help you, if you want me to share anything in particular, anything to do with things people won't talk about, like the actual suicidal thoughts or attempts of suicide or self-harm, all those dark things that people like to pretend don't happen, don't want to talk about. I will talk about that if people think that it will help, and share my journey and story along those things as well. So I hope this helped in some kind of way. And if you're still here watching this video, then thank you. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.